Hello, welcome to LTM Reviews, where you're caught up on the oldest movies. Today is, and welcome to my TV show double feature. I will be talking about two TV shows that are maybe not similar, but are kind of the same, but kind of in the same vein as the other. Like, my first one I'm gonna do is Sonic Underground and Sonic X, which I'm gonna do next. So, in Sonic Underground, first of all, let me just give you a little brief history. I grew up with Sonic. Right up there with Mario, Pokemon, and Donkey Kong is one of my favorite video game characters. While I don't play as many games as I do as much as other people, although I don't play as much as other fans do, I still enjoy playing the games. I do like some of the couple of the TV shows. Sad AM was one of them. I didn't like Adventures. Sonic Boom was forgettable to me. But my two favorites were Underground and X. But first, let's talk about Underground. So in Sonic Underground, it's a completely different, different variation. It's a completely different world, unlike Sad AM, where you had this queen named Queen Elena who, back in the day, Robotnik takes over her kingdom, and then in order for this prophecy to come true, she has to get rid of her babies, and then it gives them each a medallion. Well, over the years later, Sonic, Sonia, and Manic, who are all voiced by Jayla White, who reunite and become a rock band. And now they have to, and then the rest of the show is just them trying to find their mother. I know it's a little confusing, but really, to be honest, it has a lot going for it. I can understand some people really don't get into this show, and it's understandable. I mean, people are very split with Sonic Underground. Some people like it because sure it's different, but there's just some sort of charm to it. Some people hate it because it has nothing to do with the other games or shows, and it's understandable because Sonya, Manic, or Alina are not in the other games or any other shows. I mean, I do know this one YouTuber. He makes like those Christmas Sonic videos, which I really recommend you all check it out. He does a really good job. But basically, other than that, nothing. But basically, in this show, I thought the show was pretty solid. Now, let's start with the bad stuff, because I think you already want to know what the bad stuff is. One is the songs. Yeah, I really wish they would take out the rock and roll element and just keep it as like a espionage kind of thing. Like it could be like a superhero type show instead of like a rock and roll show, because really the songs are horrible. I mean, I did like at least a couple, like I forgot their names. They're pretty forgettable, but I know there's a couple in there that I did like, but the rest are just pure crap. I didn't like any of the songs. They're pointless. They made no sense. The lyrics were horrible. Didn't like that. The other thing I didn't like was sometimes the animation's a little inconsistent. At times at times they feel solid, but sometimes they feel kind of too stretchy and too wide. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not really an animationist, but that's all I can tell you. Now let's get to the good stuff. Yes, the animation's bad, but I will say this: I do like the dark atmosphere of the animation. I like how dark and gritty some of the designs look. Um, some of the lighting was pretty decent. I mean, it's not it's not perfect. The animation's not great, but it's better than most shows I've seen. I like the relationship between Sonic, Sonia, and Manic. I like the adventures they go on. I like how they're really desperate to find their mother. I love the narrative. I don't know who plays Queen Elena, but I like that voice. I don't know. Whenever I hear her voice, I think of somebody who's loyal and nice. And I also like the sense of mystery. I like the clues they find. I mean, some of them don't make sense, and they don't really talk about. They're kind of pointless, and some of them they don't really explain that well. But they're just so friggin' good. Um, I do have another complaint though. The show, I think from what I hear, the show was supposed to have at least 75, 80 episodes at least. But Deke said no. We're only doing 40 episodes. But here's the thing: they never found their mother, and that really, 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 really pissed me off. I know I shouldn't say that, but it's true. I mean, I remember back. Let me tell you how I got introduced to this show. I was in the fourth or fifth grade. I was on vacation with my family, and we went to Gatlinburg for vacation. Well, when we went to Redbox, I rented the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and basically once the show was over, I got to watch couple trailers from Deke. One of them was The Legend of Zelda. The other was Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic Underground was the one, Underground, and then Heathcliff. And the one that stood out to me the most was Underground. I'm like, holy smokes, as a little kid, that was amazing. I mean, Sonic was a really popular character at that time, and of course, I never knew who he was. I may have seen him in a commercial or two, but never got to see anything Sonic related. So when I went back to Redbox one day, and I actually got the DVD called the Secret of the Chaos Emerald, I was hooked. The first episode I ever watched from the show was Friend or Foe, and in my opinion, is my favorite episode. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, do I recommend the show? Definitely. Well, it kind of depends. If you want to see something different and not the same old Sonic stuff that you've seen, then you'll get into this fine. But if you really, really don't want any of the other characters, if you like Sonic and you like his usual shtick, then you're not going to get into this. Though I hope someday somebody remakes this show or even reboots it, because like I said, because I could see the potential in this making it a lot better and a lot more brand. So I give I'm going to give the show 2 ratings. For Sonic Underground fans like me, I give it a 9 out of 10. It's a great show. Yes, it's got its problems, but I still enjoy it. For those who don't like the Sonic show and are more familiar with the normal Sonic like he is today, you're not going to dig this out fine. So I'd probably give it like a 5-6. But if you're still curious and check it out, I still recommend you do that. But you don't have to. Okay. Now that show's done, I know it's a pretty long review, I know, but I feel so excited today. So I promise this next next review will be short. Next show I'm going to be talking about is Sonic X, which is another show I grew up with. This is LTM signing out, and I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you guys next.
That sounds great, Kathy. You know, you're gonna love my boyfriend. He's like a total chick flick nut.
Why don't you take Grams back home before he start crying some more? Loser.
Come on, Pops. Let's go.
No! Now you listen here, Nick.
Yo, what'd you say? No. Hold on, man.
Hello, welcome to LTM Reviews, and welcome back, guys. Thanks for the little break, the meme break. So in the next show, let's talk about Sonic X. Now, just a little brief history. Sonic X was released by 4Kids, while Underground was released in the UK and somewhere in the US. I think while Sonic Underground was on Disney XD growing up, X was released by 4Kids TV. That's like a lot of anime and stuff, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, TMNT 2003, like the Ninja Turtles I grew up with, and that's all I know from 4Kids. I didn't really watch 4Kids that much, but I did watch the Sonic and the TMT cartoon so much. But anyways, this is Sonic X. So in this show, the show is actually more faithful to the source material this time, because you have Tails, you have Knuckles, and you have Shadow, and you got all those other characters this time. But this time, Sonic lands on Earth. The show's about him landing on Earth, and he meets this boy. I forgot his name because he was pretty forgettable to me. The little boy, he meets this boy back on Earth, but throughout the show, he's trying to find these Chaos Emeralds in order for him to get back home and stop Robotnik. Kind of similar to what Underground did, but this time he's looking for Chaos Emeralds instead of finding like his mother or something. So, Sonic X to me, I'm kind of split with looking back as an adult, because although I really enjoyed this show, don't get me wrong, and I find it on par with Underground. It's just looking back as an adult, I can see a couple flaws with it, and I can understand why it's getting an audience. But anyways, first of all, let's talk about the good stuff. I love the animation. Not a big anime fan. The only anime I do like is just this and Pokemon, but it looks nice. I'll give it that. Absolutely beautiful. I like the designs of the characters. I like the way they move and how natural they are. The lighting is very well done. I really like some of the side characters. I like Amy. I like Tails. I like Cream. I like that butler that's always in there getting in their way. He's always funny. I like the lighting on the animation. I like the voice act. I mean, the voice acting's okay. I'll give it that. I mean, like I said, this is an anime, so this had to be redubbed for an English for an American audience. Let's see. Robotnik's pretty funny in this show. And I do appreciate them trying to do more try to add more characters from the games rather than from the other shows that they've had in the past. So at least they're doing something different. Let's talk about the negatives. The boy was not interesting to me. I didn't care what was going on. Although I do like Robotnik, I will admit he can get a little annoying in this version. I prefer the LTM Robotnik or the Underground Robotnik, but he's fine in here. Though I will admit he gets annoying sometimes. The adventures they go on go from okay to just forgettable. Stories were forgettable. I mean, the stuff they do was pretty fun, and I do like some of the action scenes, but they're not really engaging very well. And at least Underground had some engaging scenes in it, like some action scenes. Yeah, I had weak action scenes. I forgot to mention that in the review, but they were fun to watch, and you could tell that the animators were trying to make something cool out of it. Underground has great Sonic X has great action scenes, but they don't really flow very well with the story. Basically, with let's see, another negative. I really don't like the final episode where where Sonic just died, where one of the characters died at the end. So that kind of messed up my childhood. But anyways, so overall, Sonic X is a pretty passable show as far as Sonic goes. I mean, it's not as I'm still trying to decide which is better, Underground or X. Sonic X gets a 9 out of 10 as far as Sonic goes, because the reason why I don't give it 2 ratings is because, well, it's Sonic and it's the same. It's just like the other games, Underground was completely different. But X is a really fun show, though I'm still trying to decide which is better, Underground or X. So still trying to decide that. Okay, guys, that was my thoughts on Sonic X and Underground, 2 of my favorite Sonic shows. Here's a good idea. Which do you think is better, Sonic Underground or Sonic X? SATAM don't count because, that's not part of this video. But anyways, Underground or X, which is your favorite? Comment below, let me know. Please subscribe. Please let me know what other videos I need to do, guys. Like, share, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoy this double review. This is LTM signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.
Stop! Brother, help me!